Hello everyone, and welcome to the second week of the Developmental Psychology course. How do you feel about this course? Do you feel that something should be changed? If so, don't be shy, write to me about it. Our next topic is prenatal development. With other words, development before the birth. Just a quick note, whenever I mention woman, I am specifically referring to a cis woman. I hope this doesn't cause any confusion. Before we begin, please note this lecture includes some real medical photos. These images show ovulation, egg and sperm under the microscope, zygote, fetuses, and individuals, including children, with physical deformities. Rest assured, there are no depictions of blood or other body fluids. If you feel uncomfortable viewing real medical photos, please feel free to discontinue your participation and reach out to the instructor for censored lecture materials. It all starts with ovulation. Ovulation is the release of an egg from the ovaries. In an average 28 menstrual cycle, ovulation typically happens about 14 days before a menstrual period starts. The egg can be fertilized for about 12 to 24 hours after it's released. Fun fact: an egg only survives 12 to 24 hours after ovulation. If sperm doesn't fertilize the egg, a woman's body reabsorbs it. Unlike the egg, sperm can survive for several days in woman's reproductive system. In this picture, you can see what ovulation looks like. The yellow caviar-like structure is an egg emerging from the ovaries. It's amazing to think that this is just a single human cell. Here's an interesting fact. On average, a woman experiences about 451.3 menstrual cycles in her lifetime. This translates to roughly 34.7 years of menstrual activity, assuming an average of 13 cycles per year. Conception or fertilization occurs when a sperm unites with an ovum, an egg. Out of the several million sperm typically deposited, only 100 to 200 of the strongest and healthiest make it all the way to the ovum. Ultimately, just one sperm successfully penetrates the egg's wall to achieve fertilization. Fun fact: the idea of sperm racing straight towards an egg is actually a myth. Sperm don't really swim in straight lines. Moreover, sperm need a significant boost from the female reproductive system to reach the egg. Most of the mobility work is actually done by the uterus muscles, which guide the sperm to the fallopian tubes and toward the egg. This is how human perception of relationships between men and women influence our perception of biological processes. The next stage is called zygote, which is a fertilized egg. This period lasts from conception to the second week. During this time, the zygote travels about 10 cm in 4 days to implant in the uterus. As it moves, it rapidly multiplies, first becoming a morula, a little ball of cells, and then a blastocyst. The blastocyst forms two structures, the future embryo and the future placenta. Implantation of the zygote takes about a week. Before implantation, the embryo is protected by a protein shell which helps shield it from various harmful substances. Not so fun fact: approximately 20% of pregnancies end before pregnancy was detected clinically, which means in the zygote stage. Most miscarriages at this time point happened because of chromosomal abnormalities, such as having an irregular number of chromosomes, which can lead to conditions like trisomy 18, trisomy 21, or Down syndrome. Usually, a woman does not know that she was pregnant at all. The embryo is the next stage after zygote. During the third week after conception, the zygote differentiates into three primary layers. The endodermal layer develops into internal organs and glands. The ectodermal layer forms the nervous and sensory systems. The mesodermal layer becomes muscles, cartilage, bones, and sex organs. This is also the stage when a woman usually misses her periods and realizes that she is pregnant. At the fourth week after conception, the embryo takes on a curved shape, and embryo's back is closing. The embryo's brain and spinal cord will develop from the neural tube. The heart and other organs are also starting to form. Structures necessary for the formation of the eyes and ears are developing. Small buds appear that will soon become arms. By the first week after conception, an embryo's heart is visible by ultrasound. The tiny heart is beating at the rate of 160 times a minute. At this stage, the embryo is about the size of a grape and has a shape that resembles a shrimp. At 6.5 weeks, rapid brain development continues with the appearance of the cerebral hemispheres. At 7.5 weeks, the embryo reflexively turns away in response to a light touch on the face. By the end of the 8th week, fingers and eyes are formed. The embryo starts to look more human-like. Starting from the 9th week after conception, the embryo officially becomes a fetus, which means offspring in Latin. Fun fact: by the 10th week, the fetus already has about 90% of the 4,500 body parts found in adults. During this time, the fetus undergoes some amazing changes. The head, which was quite large, starts to grow at a slower pace compared to the rest of the body. So its proportion decreases from 50% of the body mass at 12 weeks to 25% at birth. The skin, which was transparent, begins to thicken during the third month. Facial features, which looked almost alien at 6 weeks, start to look more human as the eyes move from the side of the head to the front. By the third month, the brain has organized into functional subdivisions for seeing, hearing, and thinking. At 20 weeks, the fetus has developed the physical structures necessary to experience pain. By the 5th month, the 100 billion cells that make up the adult brain are already present. Between 22nd and 24th weeks, the fetus starts responding to sounds. By the 7th month, the fetal brain produces its own brainwaves. The fetus will begin experiencing sleep cycles, including rapid eye movement sleep, the stage where dreaming occurs. Early signs of behavior. By the 10th week, the arms, hands, fingers, feet, and toes are fully formed. At the 9th week, the mother can feel first kicks and punches. By the 21st week, the fetus's breathing patterns, body movement, and heart rate start to follow circadian rhythms. Fun fact: 3/4 of all babies at 8 weeks gestation exhibit right hand dominance. The remaining quarter are equally divided into the left hand dominance and no preference. Age of viability. Each year, about 15 million babies are born preterm. which accounts for 5% to 18% of all deliveries. The age of viability is around 23 or 24 weeks, meaning that baby born prematurely at this stage has a chance to survive. By this time, the brain is developed enough to partially regulate breathing, swallowing, and body temperature. Babies can survive if the air sacs in their lungs are mature enough to exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen. However, having a chance to survive doesn't guarantee survival. Preterm birth is the most common cause of death among infants worldwide. As of 2016, the survival rates are about 6% at 22 weeks, 26% at 23 weeks, 55% at 24 weeks, and around 72% at 25 weeks. Prematurely born infants are also at a higher risk for serious chronic health problems later in life.